celebrating 70 years of community coverage. This is KHQ Local News at 6.
Took my wife, and I want him to pay for it. He needs to go to jail for the rest of his life.
Day one of the court trial for Richard Rogers Jr., who is accused of vehicular manslaughter and leaving the scene of an accident in the town of Calder, Idaho. Good evening, I'm Stephanie Vigil. Valorie Furrow was run down with her husband looking on in horror. He held her broken body and says he watched her killer continue driving down the road. KHQ's North Idaho reporter John Webb was in Shoshone County District Court all day.
Good evening, Steph. It took most of the morning to select the jury. 4 men and 9 women are sitting in on the case. Both parties spoke during opening statements, and we heard from 8 witnesses as well.
And that's something, you see something like that on TV and you're like, oh, wow, or a movie. And then when it happens right in front of your face, I was, maybe 10 feet away from her. I watched her hands hit the hood and go under.
That's Ken Simpson, the husband of 35-year-old Valorie Furrow, killed after law enforcement says Richard Rogers ran her over on August 26th of last year. According to authorities, Simpson's children were mowing a client's lawn in the town of Calder when Rogers began fighting with the boys. Simpson says his children explained the incident, and Simpson later confronted Rogers.
He did point his gun at me. And then when he come down off the porch, he had it at his side, but he said 3 times, you better just go.
Simpson called the sheriff's office and later went back down to Rogers' house with his wife, Furrow, and 3 others.
Tell him, come on, man, we just want to talk, I'm not here to fight or anything.
The situation escalated, and that's when law enforcement says Rogers entered his Ford pickup truck and ran over Furrow.
Law enforcement would identify tire marks where the tires were losing traction as it peeled out of the driveway. And before Valorie Furrow could do nothing more than simply put her hands out in front of her to brace for the impact, the defendant's pickup truck barreled over the top.
According to prosecutor Ben Allen, that pickup truck dragged Furrow's body nearly 400 feet.
Investigation by law enforcement would locate flesh, hair, and blood smeared into the asphalt for that 395 feet. It would indicate blood splatter and flesh up under the undercarriage of the pickup truck, locate blood splattered around the inside of the wheel well.
Rogers was later arrested on the St. Joe River Road by authorities and booked into the Shoshone County Jail. Simpson hopes justice will be served.
Took my wife, and I want him to pay for it. He needs to go to jail for the rest of his life.
At the time of the arrest, Rogers' blood alcohol content was registered at .246, which is more than 3 times the legal limit. And Steph, this isn't the first time that Rogers has been charged with similar violations. He was charged with disturbing the peace back in 2003, 2005, and 2014. He was also charged with trespass, assault, and battery back in 2005 as well. Reporting live in Wallace tonight, John Webb, KHQ Local News.
John, thank you. Well, court will go back in session Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, and according to Judge Wilper, the trial is expected to last 3 more days. We'll, of course, be tracking this case as it continues to develop.